beef tallow prime brisket pulling under its own weight. I was going to wait for my guest, but I can't. Get some perspective come Sunday. You know, we cooked the brisket on Friday. It's Sunday. I really don't think beef tallow has anything to do with it. I mean, this brisket is just heated up, moist. This is the non-tallow brisket. I'm going to wrap it up in this paper, no tallow, and I think I'm going to get the same result, a nice juicy brisket. This is a prime brisket, and I'm going to see if my assumption is correct that tallow is not a key factor in a juicy brisket. It's the actual brisket that you select and trim. So let's see what happens. Ooh, that is hot. And as you can see, the brisket, I don't know if you can see it, but this brisket is crisp. And what we're going to do is just do a simple wrap. No tallow, right? What we always do. One over. And then two over. Hold this here. Hold this on this side. And now we're coming three over. And the final one to keep this upright in the smoker is, let's fold it up nice so it's right. And that's four over. The brisket's going to go in the smoker the way we want it to go, and I'm not going to probe this at all. I'm not going to probe it because I think this is 5 hours, so this brisket I'm going to take out at 8 hours, which would be around 10:30. Now, as you can see, without even putting any tallow in, this thing is just dripping with juice. So I'm going to wrap it up and then put it in the cooler for about 12 hours. So the brisket's in the cooler. We're gonna close up the doors. Now get this one closed up, and we will see it in about 12 hours. All right, so there's a fun part to every cook, and for me, steaming and cleaning this damn ring out is fun. See all that steam? Cleaning the grate, making sure when we cook another day, the lang is mean and clean. Mean and clean with all that steam. So that's a wrap. We'll see you in the morning. All right, so it's 12 hours later, and look at all this juice. Now, I didn't use any beef tallow. No beef tallow, but look at all of this juice. And look at this brisket. Oh, my goodness. This brisket is friggin' tight. Look at all of that juice in the container. I'm going to put the brisket on the board. Man, look at that. That is incredible. It rested for 12 hours, right on point. I didn't probe it. I didn't do anything. So what do we know here? What do I know so far is that beef tallow is not going to be the be-all, end-all. It's good for, I use it in Jamaican beef patties. But for brisket, I don't need to sit there and gloss it on. But let's find out if I'm correct. So I'm gonna cut a piece off, and it's going to be the end piece. So we're going to see what the deal is here. And if if you can look at this piece, you can see that everything is rendered. I mean, this is the, wait a sec, this is the end piece. Oh my God. It was just as good as the first beef tallow brisket I did. And it's just as moist. And this, again, this is the flat. And when you have a moist flat like that, I mean, you're doing some work. I'll cut one more piece off. And just to kind of get, now this is a pretty, it's a thick piece, but you can tell by all these strands, got the smoke ring, perfectly rendered fat. I mean, I can't get this on my middle finger, and I'm not going to cut into it anymore because I'm going to give this brisket to my younger brother. But look at this pliability here. Look at that. Oh my damn word. Look, it's all about a process. And I think I just laid it out. Process is very simple. Buy yourself a prime brisket, put it in the smoker. If you got a Lang, 8 hours. I did this thing 8 hours. I was going to do it, let's call it 8 hours and 20 minutes. 8 hours and 20 minutes on the Lang. And I never probed it. I went into my process. The last time I did a brisket cook, it was on for 9.5 hours. On this cook, I said, you know what, I'm just doing it for 8, or 8 and some change, which I did. And this brisket, without probing it, just using the process, and that's what I said last night. It's all about process, right? Meat, which is the prime brisket, and equipment. Lang 48 or Lang whatever you got. I got a Lang 48, so I'm gonna say right now that 48 is just a beast. But this brisket, now I gotta stop because I really want to take another slice out, but that wouldn't be fair to my younger brother who I'm giving this brisket to. So, if you learn anything, it's about a process. It's not about a gimmick, laying some beef fat, or I even seen on one video, a gentleman was putting fat into the brisket, injecting it. You don't have to do it. You just have to have the right process, the right meat, and the right equipment. And the process is 8 hours on a Lang in the smoke. You wrap it 5 hours. You let it. You wrap it 5 hours, and at the 5th hour, when it's wrapped and it's in the smoker, you let it go for another 3 hours wrapped. You take it out the smoker, you let it rest for 12 hours. And you will have brisket that looks this tight. And I'm going to bring it up to the camera. You need to see that. Look at the smoke ring. Nothing burnt under here. I mean, I haven't even gotten to the point, because I know that's going to, well, I won't be. I'll let my little brother handle that. But this is it's a piece of work. So tune into the next episode. Well, the middle finger just got broke.